Why does no one discuss how close Biden brought the country to a second civil war? I find it utterly perplexing that everyone seems to have forgotten how Biden threatened to send the National Guard to Texas to force Governor Abbott to remove the barbed wire he put up to stop the flow of illegal immigrants from entering Texas. While Texas was willing to go it alone in this fight, I also recall that as many as 25 states sided with Abbott in the Lone Star State. That's half of the states in the United States of America opposing the federal government. That sounds like the makings of a civil war. Why doesn't it sound like that to the rest of America? Why haven't Republicans pointed out that half of the states opposed Biden's open border policy well before Trump even promised to close said borders? I can't fathom why. Whenever pundits claiming that Trump seeks to divide the country, none of those GOP members point out how Biden did divide the country. I understand Democrats and news sources like CNN and MSNBC not pointing out this chapter in Biden's administration, but this sounds like a much stronger argument for Biden's divisiveness than the gunless and mostly bloodless coup on January 6th. There are plenty of people reporting and complaining about our leaders and their failures. How many are offering or even pointing to any solutions? The book Solutions. Enough Complaining. Let's Fix America by Chris Osman does and can be found on Amazon or www.mikesonsentertainment.com. To find out other ways you're being screwed by your current leaders, check out the posts on this blog daily. Learn about the biggest and worst issues that America and its people face today. You can also check into this blog daily to hear about those issues that America and its people will face in the near and distant future. If, however, you would like to discover possible solutions to either mitigate the worst impacts of these issues or solutions to avoid them altogether, keep listening. The problems we face are not as complicated as so many leaders and news reports claim. They are man-made and are only claimed as complicated so those who are responsible can maintain control. For example, there is a persistent argument that moving government is like turning a cruise ship around. It is supposedly a long process that can only be achieved incrementally. While this may be true for laws and policies that benefit the majority of Americans, it does not seem to be so for that smallest of American minorities. When one examines the policies and laws that benefit that minority known as the elite or the rich, the speed at which those laws are passed is exponentially faster. While most of us sit on the deck chairs waiting for the Titanic to avoid the myriad of icebergs of which we seem to continually run afoul, the elite ride comfortably in speedboats. If, according to the Declaration of Independence, all men are created equal, why do the rich live quite different lives than the rest of us? Where is our speedboat? In 2018, Chris Osman wrote a book highlighting the problems humanity would face if more power, wealth, and control were funneled to a small group of individuals, groups, or organizations. In that book, Mr. Osman provided solutions from himself and others to the inevitable problems we would all face. In it, he also provided a means for the public to analyze, compare, and contrast the words and deeds of those we've chosen to follow against our real-world experiences. To this end, Mr. Osman provides the means for readers to disseminate information as provided by their news sources of choice, their elected officials, and any other authority they choose to follow. The book, titled Solutions, Enough Complaining. Let's Fix America offers a means to hold leaders up, not just to a higher standard than is currently accepted, but to one that will improve lives. There was no civility in Joe's Civil War. Click the link below and get your copy of Solutions today.